Hi friends. We'll see how long this video ends up being. It's funny the way that social media works now. I could be having like a coherent thought, right? And feel like, oh, this is something that I might want to riff about and share in my little 40 days of showing up. And then I tune into even just 30 minutes of social media consumption of other things, and then the flow changes. So it's interesting how our attention and the algorithm can get completely diverted. So be careful what you consume. I learned today, or I was reminded today, that you can heal your brain by writing and expressive writing, and allowing yourself to form a complete thought about how you're actually feeling. And I really appreciate that, because in a world that's trying to kind of fragment us more sometimes, depending on what you're tuned into and like the habits that you have, like the hygiene that you have online, it could further fragment or bring you back together. And I've been really enjoying and have utilized this practice for years and years now of journaling. And there was a time, this was like the year of my breakup and also moving, like deciding to sell my house and move. But it was like really like the breakup and the depression that I went into because my life was changing and my identity was changing and everything was changing. It was like I was exiting from a skin that I had once had and going into a whole new life. And I stopped journaling. And I thought that I had just transcended the need to journal and I was doing other things. And maybe that was part of it, but I think it was like a deeper layer of self-hatred that I think I was navigating, and self-rejection that I was navigating. Again, this was like a while ago at this point, last year. And as I've picked up the practice again, I find myself feeling more in coherence, and I do other things that help me stay in coherence. And lately, I've been reflecting on relationships, as I've shared here a little bit, just touching on it a little bit. And I realized I've also touched on a little bit about purpose and career and like job, right? And I realized for me, and I'm kind of like going quickly with my cadence and getting to the point, because I have a friend that's going to call me and we're going to chat, and I don't know when that's going to be. She said give her 10 minutes. So I'm like, okay, I got to speed do this video. So these were the two things that were on my mind, and they kind of came together really beautifully, which I've come to before, but it's just deeper layers of understanding about myself and like what my desires really are around what seemed to be around partnership and what seemed to be around career. But it's really like a merging of feeling like I'm a part of something greater than myself and being a part of a cohort where we're all wanting better for something beyond us. Like we're wanting something great for all of us, but not in the sense of like superficiality. We're all aimed towards a collective shared vision and shared goals. And I think that's why whenever I work a job that there's not that sense of purpose, even if it's a menial job like customer service, I just take it for what it is a temporary condition. Like I'm doing this to just try to survive right now, going to school and being a mom and basically doing 3 jobs and trying to show up here online. But I realized like I've never really pursued YouTube, like really, because the ambition or the passion to do so has kind of always fizzled out, because I don't care to do this in my glory. Like, I don't care about any of this if it's not like something I can do with others. Does that make sense? Like, it's so boring being alone and being independent. You know, it's so much worth, life is so much more full and meaningful when you are sharing it with other people. And as someone who's been an only child in this lifetime, I've spent a lot of time alone. I fucking single parent alone, you know. I mean, thankfully my son has a other parent who single parents him and we co-share, you know. But like, I spent a lot of time alone and it just is just dull, you know. And it doesn't mean, I just go through this, I feel this feeling that something is missing. And the missing feeling that I feel is like that thing to plug into that is greater than myself. And the reason why I think I'm so drawn to the idea of a relationship has nothing to do with romance. It has nothing to do with someone completing me. It's like, oh, teammate, come on. But even then, then my avoidant kicks in and I'm like, will that be like a traditionally monogamous kind of cage where there's going to be like insecurities and trying to like cage and trap each other? Like, no, because that's not where I'm at in my consciousness. I'm looking back into what I have known about relationships, which can be a cage. It can be like a prison. But where I'm at now, it's just like I'm so forward thinking and I'm trying to sit and understand myself, to understand what really drives me. And it's having a collective shared reality and vision and shared goals, and to make something greater than I could ever do on my own, to be a part of something greater than I could ever be on my own. And even if it is me public speaking or having some important platform or having a big platform, that's great and all, but it's like, it's about, for me, like going into the deeper work of the vulnerability that is required to have intimacy with other people, to have a cohesive and, what's the word I'm looking for? Constructive and productive team, to be a part of something and have it actually function and flow, even if it's like there's bumps along the way. There's like systems and tools that you use for conflict resolution. And I've been so eager for the last year and a half of my life. Like, it's been awakened so deeply in me, the desire to be a part of something like that, you know? And I thought it would be like, I would be finding it in a big city and going into some type of like niche industry and doing that. And then like the reality of being a single parent and not letting those things be why I can't do those things. But the reality is like, I share a child with someone who equally wants to be involved with their life. And so I have to be mindful of like timelines and how things don't always happen when we want them to happen. And so guess I'm just in this phase of like, I don't really know what my life is unfolding into, but I know what is important to me. And I have known the feeling that I want to feel and the feeling that I have access to that keeps me coming back to these desires and feelings, or whatever, if that even made any coherent sense. And I think that it's really important to journal about and get clear on like, what is it that I'm actually desiring? Because it's not like I'm trying to fill a void. I'm trying to give my life force a platform to give. Like, I'm trying to, I have so much to give and so much to learn. And I have so much to learn. I have so much to learn. And having that outlet that is building something. And so even if it's just me throwing stuff at the wall, seeing what sticks, being creative, sharing my insights and inspirations in a given day right now, then so be it. And I'm grateful for that. it means a lot to show up and have impact on people's lives. There's so many of you that watch my video that don't comment. I know that. I'm one of those people that rarely comments. I understand that. And I'm just trusting that whatever my flow is, even if there isn't a flow initially, I create the flow. Like when I started this video, ain't none of this. This came because I just started. I pressed start, and I trust that I was going to get somewhere. I had no idea of what I was really going to say ever. Really. I mean, sometimes I have a script, but when do I ever really follow it? I mean, come on. I think you can usually tell in my content, when I really follow a script and when I don't. And so I'm just trying to continue to practice that. And I don't feel hyper vigilant anymore about trying to get somewhere that I'm there's no end goal. There are experiences that I want to have in this lifetime, but it's not something that it's not like a frozen image in time. It's really a special mystery that's unfolding, and I'm allowing it to unfold and just starting with where I'm at. Right now, this is my life circumstances. This is where I'm at. I'm not letting that limit me. I'm letting that contain me for now to help me fertilize the soil that I'm already in, and then see what fruits from there, what sprouts from there. Hello, it's spring. Were we not just planting together a couple of days ago? I believe we were. So use this season, use this time, not to put pressure on yourself, because you're at your own pace in your own life. But maybe, just maybe, if you've gotten to this point in the video, perhaps you're in a similar kind of thing for yourself. And to work with that. Start journaling, start expressing yourself and your feelings, and practice just being where you're at and trusting where it will take you without any expectation of any end result, end goal product. You just trust that what is seated inside of you is seated inside of you for a reason, and life will unfold as you continue to show up. Don't just keep burying your talents in the ground. Keep trying, keep showing up, generate. Don't just be a consumer, generate, and maybe, because consuming is a part of the process, because life is your muse, but it's a creative thing to do is as simple as choosing a different response in an argument with your spouse or your friend or your child. That's creative, to stop and pause and to think about another way to be or another way to do something. That's creative. Okay? I love you. Happy day 31 of showing up. I'll talk to you soon. Oh my God, we did it. Oh, before she even called. Oh my goodness. All right, bye.